So I've heard a lot about bullying in school, or most of the time, obviously, in school. But even at home with your siblings, sometimes you have bullying going on. So, but anyway, most of the time when people try to annoy the kids physically, they try to come and push from behind or push from the front or try to grab them. And mainly they want to push them at first. So we're going to work on that a little bit. You know, people do Aikido here at this dojo. They already know because during summer camp we do those kind of exercises. But I think most of you maybe have forgot, so I will remind you a little bit. And I'll make it a little bit more different than summer camp. I'll make it a little bit more advanced. So most of the time, people will push. So as you know in Aikido, when we talk at summer camp about against paying attention and bullying, is to keep two arms length apart. So this is about the length. So this the length that should be here. This is the length. So I would be at least over here from my length. So of course, if you're smaller, it's your length. I mean, that would be the same thing, right? So always try to be 2 feet apart. Why? It's hard to get grabbed without you being taken by surprise. And if you are taken by surprise, it gives you more time to react because there's more space in between. So it takes more time to get to you. That's the first thing. Right? That's something you have to keep in mind. Now it's very difficult for children to move around in school, and you always do like we do today, 6 feet apart. So I think when you go back to school, that's not going to happen. So that's why sometimes it's awkward to be 6 feet apart all the time at school when you're surrounded by a lot of children, right? So, but if you close and you square, most people are square. If you do Aikido, you should try to learn to always be in this position, army position, as you know, right? So a little bit more sideways. So it's a little bit more target. I mean, most kids will be square for whatever reason. When they talk to somebody, they're square. They're rated like this. So as Aikido, we always suggest to be this way because that's the more defensive position, like you're a ready position. All right? So usually when what kids do, they push. One hand, they want to push or grab. It's usually around the chest, the middle of the chest, usually. It wouldn't make a difference. But to keep it simple, let's go for the chest. So when somebody wants to push you, if you go back already, that's already, if somebody commits to that, and somebody doesn't know what you're going to do, and you move back, they will lose their balance already. When somebody pushes you, you can do this. So you can walk away that direction, or you can walk away the other direction. Right? It's just off. Without kicking into a fight, the shoulder pushing, and it's the same idea. And then you do the exercise on the other shoulder, and that's the same idea. So first you start middle of the chest, and then you go for the shoulders. And the reaction is the same. One hand, you go wide for the moving back. If you go for the shoulder, it's the same thing. Right? That's the exercise. And you do on both sides when you do for the shoulders. And then the motion is the same. Right? A big circle. Right? Big circle. Don't be shy. And if you're farther apart, you'll be able to see it coming. You have a bigger chance to make that motion. And again, this one exists. But once you're a little bit short of distance, this one gets a little bit harder because you have to move back, be coordinated, and do it up. Going down is a little bit easier, even when you're short in distance, right? So that's what you can do. So also what a lot of children do, they push both hands. It doesn't make a difference. But once again, the difference is going to be is 2 hands instead of 1, which means when you try to go up, you're going to have a much harder time to go up. That's why I suggest you go down. So up and down instead of going up this way. So make it down this way. Okay, like iriminage instead of ikkyo. Ikkyo 2 hands is a little bit harder. It's doable, but it is harder. And then again, it depends which child you're dealing with. If one child is taller than you, this is even harder. Okay, so like the iriminage part is easier to do. And now you got 2 hands. The passing is the same. See, you lost balance. All right, the passing, the movement is the same. Walking away is the same. So you can practice at home when you bully. You try to do a few times, right? 2 hands, right? See, 2 hands. Don't forget to step back because it's going to be hard to do it this way, right? So step back. And try to step back both sides, left and right. Don't just do the same side all the time. Do both. Most of the time when people bully, they're not necessarily the strongest people in their head. Okay, they have issues too. We don't know what that is. They might get bullied too at home by a big brother, or big sister, or they might be bullied too. And so that when they come back, they just want to bully somebody that's smaller than them. For whatever reason that might be, which is too complicated to talk about. But remember that somebody who wants to bully must probably be bullied too. So fighting doesn't really necessarily help. Neither of you. So for you to learn to react is important because you want to be safe. So when they push you from behind, which most of the time will happen, if you do Aikido, I don't know what else, but if you do Aikido, and they push you from behind, most people have a reaction, and that goes for adults too. Most people have to block, to stop the push. In Aikido, you learn to do it a different way. If we push you, you go with the push and take back your distance, which I'm going to do with Chan and give it a little bit of room. So when I'm coming from behind and I push Chan, instead of resisting, she's going to go forward and do a forward roll. And see, then she comes up and faces me, and then she can walk away, not saying anything. You understand that? That's practice. So when you feel the push, you go. You don't resist. The problem when you resist the push, your head will snap back. You see, when you push hard, that snaps back. So try to have a reflex when they push to tuck in your chin. So your head might snap back, but it's not going to be that bad in that case. So this is a little bit more difficult. Be supervised by the parents when you do that, because we don't want to fool around with this. We want to be very careful. All right, so when you push, accept the motion and do a forward roll. All right? Got that? You got some work to do.